Have you ever heard of a movie that doesn't just get under your skin, but rebuilds you from the inside out? Today, we're diving into a film concept that's been haunting my thoughts. A story called The Film That Never Ends. It's a supernatural horror romance, but not in the way you might think. This isn't about jump scares or monsters in the dark. It's about the monsters we carry inside us, and the quiet, unexpected love that helps us face them. Our story begins with Jude, a 21-year-old who wakes up after a devastating car accident, but he's not in a hospital. He's in a silent, twilight city where traffic lights flicker on empty streets and the world seems to be holding its breath. This place is called the Backlot, a kind of purgatory for souls caught between life and what comes after. A space where people linger while their minds process immense shock and grief. In the Backlot, emotions aren't just felt. They take physical form. Lost and alone, Jude wanders into an old, abandoned movie theater. There, he meets a mysterious figure known as the Archivist. This creature is tall and silent, wrapped in heavy, ceremonial cloth. But where its head should be, there's an old television set, its screen humming with a soft, persistent light. The Archivist isn't a threat. It's a guardian, a silent observer, and the screen on its head is a mirror to Jude's soul. When Jude feels fear, the screen crackles with distorted, nightmarish images. When guilt from the accident washes over him, fragmented memories of the crash play out in painful detail. But when he finds a moment of calm, the screen grows clear and quiet. The Archivist isn't the only entity here. The Backlot is populated by other beings called broadcasters, each one born from a single, overwhelming emotion. Their goal is to keep souls like Jude trapped forever. There's the laugh track, a creature that tries to smother Jude's grief with hollow, manufactured joy, encouraging him to live in denial. Then there's the Cutter, a being that replays his deepest regrets on a loop, pushing him deeper into a spiral of self-blame. The romantic real projects idealized beautiful memories of things that never actually happened, trapping him in a fantasy. And whenever fear strikes, the static child appears, its presence amplifying Jude's uncertainty and panic until he can barely breathe. Each of these broadcasters pulls Jude in a different direction, trying to consume him with the emotion they represent. They offer easy but destructive escapes from his pain. The laugh track tells him to just forget. The Cutter tells him it was all his fault. The romantic reel tells him to hide in a perfect, non-existent past. Only the Archivist does something different. It doesn't offer an escape. It doesn't judge. It simply stands by him, its screen reflecting whatever Jude is feeling, allowing him to see his own heart without filter or agenda. The Archivist screen doesn't react to just any emotion. It reacts to honesty. When Jude tries to push his fear away, the images become more chaotic. But when he allows himself to truly feel that fear, to accept it as a part of him, the screen softens. When he confronts his guilt, instead of letting it consume him, the images on the television head steady and clarify. The Archivist never forces him to move on. It's a constant, patient presence, a quiet support that gives him the space he needs to heal on his own terms. Through this unique, unspoken bond, Jude begins the slow, painful process of piecing himself back together. He realizes the broadcasters only have power over him when he fights his feelings. By acknowledging his pain, his fear, he robs them of their influence. He learns that facing his emotions doesn't destroy him. It makes him stronger. The Archivist, this strange being with a television for a head, becomes his anchor in this sea of emotional turmoil. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes the most profound support doesn't come from words of advice, but from someone simply being there, willing to witness our pain without trying to fix it. This is where the story hits its emotional core. With the Archivist's quiet companionship, Jude finally gathers the strength to face the full memory of the accident. He remembers the screech of tires, the shattering glass, and the horrifying finality of it all. And with that memory comes the devastating truth: he was the sole survivor. His friends didn't make it. The backlot, he understands now, wasn't a punishment. It was a mercy. It was a space created by his own mind to process a trauma too immense to handle in the waking world. It was a place to grieve. With this acceptance, the world of the backlot begins to dissolve. The broadcasters, the embodiments of his unprocessed emotions, fade away one by one as he acknowledges the feelings they represent. He looks at the cutter and accepts his regret, but refuses to let it define him. He dismisses the laugh track, choosing to honor his grief instead of hiding from it. The phantoms of his own making lose their power because he is no longer running. He's finally facing forward. The only one who remains is the Archivist, staying with him until the very end, until Jude is truly ready to leave. And then Jude wakes up. The dim twilight of the backlot is replaced by warm sunlight streaming through a hospital window. The silence is broken by the gentle beep of machines. He's alive. He's back. The guilt and fear that had chained him down are still there, but they no longer have the same weight. They are a part of his story, not the end of it. He understands that he is allowed to live, to carry the memory of his friends, and to move forward, not in spite of what happened, but because of it. He has chosen life. In the final, beautiful moments of the story, Jude glances at a small television in the corner of his hospital room. For a split second, its screen flickers with that same soft, familiar hum he saw on the Archivist. And then it goes dark. It's not a final goodbye. It's a quiet promise. A sign that, even in the real world, he is not alone in his journey. The support, the understanding, the quiet love he found in that lonely, in-between place is a part of him now. He has healed. The film that never ends is a story about the incredible resilience of the human spirit. It explores how trauma can shatter our world, but also how quiet companionship and radical self-acceptance can piece it back together. It suggests that true healing isn't about erasing our pain, but learning to live with it, and that sometimes the greatest love story is the one we have with ourselves. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what part of this story resonated with you the most. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into storytelling. See you next time.